Welcome to the HPV World podcast. Today, we are going to listen to the article HPV Eradication, Targets for the Century, written by Ian H. Frazer and Professor Suzanne M. Garland. This article is available on our webpage, where you can also consult the graphics and images which support the content. Are you ready? Let's begin. We have the tools, and WHO has given us a strategy for cervical cancer elimination within a century by eradicating high-risk human papillomavirus, HPV, infections. As HPVs are human-specific and genetically stable, and there are now effective prophylactic vaccines, Pillar 1 of the WHO strategy, high vaccine coverage should allow HPV eradication if we can achieve equitable vaccine distribution globally. Underpinning high coverage is education at all levels of the community, so that women in particular know and request vaccination of their children. The remaining challenges to achieving this goal, which are non-trivial, are 1. Affordability, 2. Access to vaccine supplies, and 3. Development and implementation of national programs for distribution of prophylactic vaccines. With more vaccine manufacturing facilities coming online, supply and affordability should increase. Thus, it is reasonable to predict that through universal immunization against oncogenic HPV infection, the eradication of HPV will be a reality globally in the next century. We have a huge challenge here, as currently only 13% of age-eligible girls are fully vaccinated. Whilst HPV-related cervical disease has significantly decreased with high vaccine coverage, HPV-related diseases with longer incubation, particularly HPV-related oropharyngeal cancer, will take rather longer to disappear, likely 4 to 5 decades. Reduction in juvenile-onset recurrent respiratory papillomatosis may be a surrogate for what can realistically be achieved for oropharyngeal cancer. It is worth noting that eradicating other viruses, e.g. variola, required case spotting and ring fencing through immunization over a lengthy period. HPV testing is more complex than case spotting, and HPV infectivity lasts longer than for variola. So we will need to deploy extensive resources to eradicate HPV, particularly if we accept that not all immunized individuals achieve 100% resistance to the 8 to 10 known high-risk HPV infections. With time, comprehensive cervical screening with high-precision HPV assays, Pillar 2 of the WHO strategy for cervical cancer elimination, should enable cervical cancer elimination, assisted by increasing HPV infection elimination. But the challenge will remain to ensure timely access to treatment for those who test positive for HPV, better technologies for on-the-spot treatment and for record-keeping to allow sufficient follow-up to ensure effective eradication of disease will be required. Eventually, as predicted by modelling, current methods of cervical cancer screening will no longer be cost-effective, and cheaper and simpler local self-testing, akin to COVID-19 rapid antigen testing, but more accurate, will be needed to ensure the ongoing effectiveness of screening until all HPV is gone. Effective treatment of cervical cancer, Pillar 3 of the WHO strategy for cervical cancer elimination, should follow the general improvement of medical care globally, a major challenge for the 21st century, and may also rely on better immunotherapy for HPV-associated cancers, as at least non-antigen-specific immunotherapy targeting HPV-associated tumours should be achievable. With continued research, it should be possible to develop HPV-specific immunotherapy once we better understand the inhibitory factors which prevent successful tumour elimination with immunotherapy that has proven effective in animal models of HPV infection. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this article, you can find additional contributions in related topics on our webpage, www.hpvworld.com. Access to our online library is free, and you can subscribe to receive our fortnightly newsletter. This project is endorsed by the International Papillomavirus Society and other relevant bodies, and was created thanks to unrestricted educational grants and contributions from stakeholders in the field. Thank you for your attention, and goodbye for now.